This is day 2 of completing the square. So on Friday, we talked about all the basics. So I want to review number 8 first, and then I'll talk about number 5 and 6. So on number 8, first job. So the steps are right here in front. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're also written on the board in blue. So on number 8, step 1, move the C, that's a -4, move that over to the other side. So I just have the x squared plus the 6x alone on the left. And then step 2, find b, cut it in half, and square it. I need to make x squared plus 6x into a perfect square trinomial. All right, so 6 cut in half squared, that's going to be 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm going to say plus 9 on the left and plus 9 on the right. You have to cut b in half. B happens to be 6 this time. So I cut b in half and then square it. Like paper. Paper. There's fire extinguisher paper. Up there. You can use that. All right. What's this in factored form? X squared plus 6x plus 9. In factored form, what is it? X plus 3. It's always what multiplies to make 9 and adds up to 6. Now I square root both sides. All right. X plus 3 equals plus or minus rad 13. And solve for x. Get rid of that 3. I can't do anything except write -3 plus or minus rad 13. -3 plus or minus rad 13. All right. And I leave it. I don't use a calculator to solve it. I just leave it like that. Now we're doing 5 and 6. 5 and 6 have a 2 in front. I am not able to complete the square unless I get rid of that 2. So I'm going to GCF divide by 2. So I first take out the 2 from every number. Divide 2 out of every number. Which now x squared minus 12x minus 2. So that 2, I divide it out. I'm going to now focus on what's inside the parentheses for completing the square. Which means, okay, so the 2 stays out there. That's totally fine. But I need to complete the square. So x squared minus 12x, move the 2 over by adding it. So this 2 that I left out front right now, just kind of leave it there on the side. Okay, so I move the 2 over. Now, what's half? This is my b. Half of 12 squared. Cut 12 in half and square it. What do I need to make this a perfect square trinomial? 6 is half of 12, yeah? And then 6 squared, 36. Correct. So I'm going to do, now, and something to pay attention to. Since I factored out this 2, I'm going to add 36 and make this a perfect square trinomial. I'm also going to add 36, but I have to see how this 2 is out there that I pulled out from the top. This 2 has to come over here with the 36. So I'm going to do 2 times 36. So you multiply this number that I added, this 36. I have to multiply it by this number that I take out, my GCF number. So this is 2 What is it factored? X squared minus 12x plus 36. What is that factored? X minus 6. 2 plus 72. 74. Okay, so I gotta, sorry. Okay. Now I gotta get rid of this 2 because I can't solve for x unless I divide by this 2. Half of 74. $32? No. 37. 37. Okay, and then square root both sides. X minus 6 equals plus or minus rad 37. Nope. Oh, final lesson. X equals 6 plus or minus rad 37. Final lesson. No, I'm teaching it 2 days. Is that what you mean? Okay. So the only difference is that I had to divide out this 2, and whatever I added to both sides, the 36, I had to make sure, because this 2 is like kind of like distributed property, but I don't distribute it. This 2 also has to be multiplied by that 36. So that's the only thing that's different about today. I'm putting a 2 in front. Okay? All right, on number 6, same process. I am going to divide out the 2. Two times the quantity x squared minus 8x, minus 4x, cut it in half, plus 2. And then I move the 2 over. X squared minus 4x something equals negative 2. Okay, what's half of 4? So cut 4 in half and square it. This is b. Cut 4 in half and square it. What's half of 4? 2, and then square it. 2 squared. But when I add it to this side, I need to do the 2 times 4. Factor out that.
Why did 2 times 4 even show up?
2 times whatever number I multiplied, because I divided out of 2, and if I were to distribute it, it would make an 8. 2 times 4. So that's the number that needs to be added. That's a step that's like hard to remember and kind of tricky.
Is the 2 always going to be something that's going to show up if there is a 2 or any other number like
Any
that?
other number. Yeah. I'm not going to go and make it 3 or 4. I'm just sticking to 2s. It's going to be basic. X minus 2 squared equals negative 2 plus 8. That would be 6. So this 2 times 4 is what I multiplied over here. Okay. And then divide this by 2, because I need to isolate my x minus 2 squared. This 2 is kind of big. And then I'm square rooting both sides. X minus 2 equals plus or minus rad 3. Nope, I have to move the 2 over. I need to get x all alone. And it would go in front of the plus or minus. 2 plus or minus rad 3. So having a number in front, that 2, creates it makes it a little bit harder. You just have to remember, whatever you add to one side, you have to add to the other. And today I had to multiply the 2 by that. Okay, so I want to make sure that on our homework, let's see where we at. You guys did 1 through 4 today, right? And so on your stamp sheet, it says 5. I think you're doing 5 through 12 as like your homework. So basically, we're reviewing. Let me stop the video.